Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and we will be glad in it because we are in the land of the living. I am Adana Kombi. It is Friday, 3rd November 2023, and you are with us here on the morning show on Tobago Updates, and we're so happy that you are here with us. Yes, it's the beginning of the weekend, and as I said, we're in November, and we know after November it's December, and we are beginning to get ready for the Christmas festive season. Yes, from one season into the next here in Tobago, and we're happy that you have chosen to stay with us as we continue to bring you insights about things that are happening in and around Tobago. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being with us, and we're going to head on over into the news in 90 seconds. Sponsored by B-Mobile.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds. For Friday, 3rd November 2023, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine announced that the Executive Council is exploring alternative financing options for funding developmental projects. Augustine claims this move is necessary because the THA was allocated only $260 million for capital expenditure for the next fiscal year, with the majority budgeted to staff salaries in developmental projects. The Chief Secretary also outlined a list of priority projects scheduled for the upcoming fiscal year, including repairing fishing facilities, enhancing tourist sites, acquiring 10 new ambulances, and designing the new Scarborough Secondary School. Police Commissioner Erla Harewood Christopher has defended her decision to grant vacation leave to senior officers amid a surge in crime. In response to concerns, she emphasized the need for effective resource management, which includes managing the police force's human resources. Harewood Christopher stated that excessive vacation leave entitlements could lead to health and efficiency issues for officers and the organization. To address this, the police service has implemented a policy for officers to take leave on a controlled basis while remaining available for recall. The commissioner assured the public that anti-crime efforts would not be compromised, and the initiative aims to enhance overall police performance. Couva South MP Rudranath Indasing has urged Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission employees to resist a proposed electricity rate hike, suggesting they consider civil disobedience. He made this plea as around 40 concerned citizens demonstrated against the increase at the TNTEX Couva branch. Indasing questioned whether a 4% wage increase could cover rising living costs and encouraged the TNTEX staff to join a broader movement against the recommendations of the Regulated Industries Commission. He also criticized the RIC for inadequate consultation and called for a review of TNTEX practices before implementing rate hikes. And that concludes your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Ariana, for that news in 90 seconds, sponsored by B-Mobile. Good morning, Julian Skeet.
Good morning, good morning.
How are you this Friday morning?
Well, energy alive, energy alive. In fact, I want to take the opportunity this morning to send out congratulations to the credit union movement happening this weekend. The credit union movement would have started its celebrations in October of 2023, celebrating Credit Union Day and Credit Union Month. And as is customary now, there's been a slight shift. Usually the closing weekend happened in Tobago the last weekend in October, but that is now dedicated to Tobago October Carnival. So it's now taking place the first weekend here in November, and things kicked off last night with the welcome reception for those members of the credit union movement throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Certainly, something to be looked forward to. Today continues with education and the training, where we should also be having the presence of, the cooperative officer responsible for credit unions here in Tobago, the senior officer, Ms. Corbin, and also the presence of Chief Secretary, the Honorable Fali Augustine. And then certainly the formal closing for Credit Union Month takes place on Saturday evening. The gala dinner and awards, you know,
Right.
in terms of, once again, representation from the Tobago House of Assembly and the Honorable Minister, Foster Cummings, representing the cooperatives, which falls under his ministry, similar to cooperatives falling under the Division of Finance within Tobago. So certainly having the support there of the Tobago House of Assembly and at the national level, the government of Trinidad and Tobago. So wishing happy credit union closing ceremony taking place here in Tobago. So we've got a lot of people on the island in support, once again, in support of all things Tobago.
Amen, amen. That's very commendable, and congratulations to you guys as well. Right, so we're going to head on straight into our birthday segment. And celebrating a birthday today is Ariane Murray Rajman. It's your birthday, and we want to wish you happy birthday from all of us here at Tobago Updates Television.
Yes, sending a birthday shout out to Aloma White. And indeed, you know, I've known Aloma for years. Very quiet, easygoing, humble.
That's
certainly
right.
want to wish you a happy, happy birthday, and indeed God's continued blessing. I trust that you take the day off to rest and relax.
That's
today.
right, that's right, that's right. Of course, happy birthday, Aloma. Also celebrating a birthday is Everell Jones. Everell, it's your birthday today, and we want to wish you a happy birthday from all of us here at Tobago Updates Television. We do hope that you enjoy this day.
Birthday blessings, Everell.
And of course,
This
birthday.
is a familiar face.
Yes, I know, I know. For many reasons.
Yeah.
One, she's in class with somebody I know, my son.
Certainly.
And she is the daughter of somebody we both know.
Yes,
And all our viewers, our very own Anton Parks. So Amaya Parks, we want to wish you happy birthday today. And we do hope that you enjoy your birthday today. And I'm sure party bags coming home today. Because, you know, once they're in class, they got, that's right.
They put parents into that zone. But wishing you a very happy birthday. Indeed. All right, we trust that you continue to enjoy the celebrations. Who knows? The image is a signal of where the gifts may be coming.
That's right.
Yes,
that's
tell
right.
Daddy where you want to fly to. All right, our birthday segment taking place there. And I also see we have in the mix yesterday, we had the press conference with the Honorable Chief Secretary, and so providing updates. Most obviously, persons looking forward to these details for the simple reason that the budget has been presented and wanting to know where do we go now with what we have been allocated, because it's common that we don't get what we want, you know, and what we ask for. But that seems applicable in many circumstances. Even if you think of your household and your income where you work. We all hope to work for more.
That's right.
But in the circumstances, we've got to budget and manage based on what is available. So we look forward to those continued updates that will be coming out and will be provided as we go along.
That's right.
Adana, who do we have on our rundown this morning?
Right. Well, we have an interesting show for you guys today. We'll be speaking with Mr. Michael Frank. He's the owner and operator of Frankie's Stores, and we want to know what Carnival 2023 has been like for him this year. We want to know what the operations were like, and you know how things happen there. And we're also speaking with Mr. Anton Roberts. He is an actor, committee member, and we're talking about love, sax, and all that jazz. So it's a jazz event, and we're going to be talking about the details that come with that is happening sometime soon. And then, of course, we have the sports segment with Marcus Daniel and Kerry Porter coming up later to round up our conversations here on Tobago Updates Television, the morning show. So that's how our rundown is going to be like for you guys this morning. And
we certainly are looking forward to that. And persons, you know, yes, you continue to meet me on the streets and remind me, shout outs that don't forget the live at all. Shout outs in the mix this morning. I see Brenda Campbell on with us this morning. I see Marilyn Spence, Joe Field. I know we usually have our supporters out there, Kuki Melville, Lisel James, Auntie Dora Lyons out there in the mix, continuing. Joan Phillips Pierre continuing to tune in and to provide that support. And I see on the live this morning Marilyn Spence Jofield, and she says, I'm listening. Well said concerning the credit union movement. Keep up the good work. And I think generally we know in our space, if you've had the opportunity in some way, form or fashion, parents, grandparents, somebody benefit in some way from a credit union helping in terms of to advance where we are able, the quality of life that we're able to enjoy for today. Most certainly, we want to say thank you to each and every one of you continuing to choose the Tobago Updates morning show. I am hearing and I keep came in with some sprinkles on the outside, and I'm saying I'm smiling. And most of the time, you're like, why is he smiling? Because if you know Julian Skeet, that's my kind of weather.
That's right.
Keeping it cool. So this morning, we want to remind persons coming out on the outside, especially Scarborough area, and I'm not sure how far and wide it goes, but remember to walk with your umbrella. You know, it's the day is not going to allow you to prance around in the sun. It's going to be a lot cooler. But, you know, it will come with the natural requirements of that umbrella. And if you're anything like me and rest it down wherever the rain stops, then you have a problem.
That's right.
All right.
Also, I want to advise us to be safe on the nation's roads because, of course, our roadways will be wet and sometimes slippery. So be safe when you're driving. I know you want to get to work on time. You have to drop off the children and the family to get to where they're going to today. But remember to keep it safe as you travel to and from this morning in this rainy weather.
All right. So at this point, viewers, we want to head on out to break, and we want to remind you that this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Hey, hello guys, welcome. Come have a seat. Oh, this is so stylish and I love the fabric. Darlings, you must tell us where you got your new furnishings.
We got them locally at Standard. They've got new chic European furniture, crafted from high quality material.
Oh, Standard?
No, it's Standard, their brand new Hive collection.
Experience luxurious European furniture at a price you will love. The Hive Collection, now exclusively available at Standard.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers. It's 7:08 a.m. I'm Julian Skeet, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. As we continue the conversation in this segment, we're talking about after Carnival. How was this season with our visitors and persons coming to the island? And certainly this morning we are chatting with Michael Frank, owner and operator of Frankie's Tours. And you know, this is also the start of November time of the tourist season. So good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning to all the viewers. Good morning to you, the whole of the listening public.
All right. So as we get the conversation started this morning, you know, we want to bring some clarity and separation almost immediately. We heard in the media of the situation that took place out there on the seas, you know, between the police and Frankie Tour. And generally, we know you're a man that's always focused on building and developing, you know, the aspect and the area as it relates to tourism. Want to bring some clarity for us in terms of what really transpired out there, so we sure it's not a case that they're trying to take Frankie to jail.
No, it is not the case. There is a proposal on the table. Apparently, it's a high-level proposal that has been talked about in terms of having a new permit to operate on the reef. This has not filtered down to us as yet. I am not sure the guys from Trinidad what was their instruction, but when they get here, they decide to implement this. It was strange for us because we did not know anything about it, and we've been operating for so long. They should have at least have some consultation with us. Anyhow, they tried to stop the boat, and of course we called in people from the Maritime Department and all the different sectors that I think would be responsible for that sector. And they came about and they clarified the matter there and then. It delayed us for like 2-3 hours, but we get going and everything went on. So in some regards, I think was a little misunderstanding between the police and maybe their superiors. But lo and behold, everything went okay.
Most
and
importantly.
we went back to normal just after that. We had a couple meetings with the same police afterward, and we have more plans because this is something that they think that they want to implement very shortly. And we do have a problem with that. I mean, once it's doing the right thing, that is the real thing.
So there was no long-term impact on those patrons or visitors to the island that just wanted to enjoy a good tour?
Yeah, there was no long-term. It was, I think, a 2 hours or 2.5 hours delay, and everything went back to normal.
All right. Good to know in terms of providing that update for us. Now, the general season, you know, and we're speaking to this period that would have taken place for the Tobago October Carnival, that October period where we would have had visitors to the island, and then more than that, the culmination on this weekend, the Tobago Carnival weekend. How has that season been for you and, you know, for those in the industry as part of the spin-off that we hope will normally happen, no matter what people come for, whether they come for Carnival, for jazz, for heritage, etc.?
Well, I can't complain. We had a busy season, but overall, I don't think it was that hectic because I'm just not judging from my point of view, but from all the other boats and operation. Most boats did not go out full on a constant basis, and most of them did not even go out at all. I mean, the advantage that we have is that we are more recognized and we have a bigger craft and stuff like that. So we tend to have a good season. But I'm not just looking from my point of view, but I'm looking at the general idea. Generally, it wasn't 100% like we've seen before. There was a lot of people here, but they were here mainly for the carnival, mainly to party. And when they get to the beach, they mainly will sleep off the alcohol or something like that and not really go on a boat. But some did. And thank God it was a pretty good season for us.
All right. And how has it been in particular in terms of out at No Man's Land? I mean, that's a treasure and a gem for us. And in more recent times, there have been that concern between the balance of actually being able to enjoy the wide expanse of No Man's Land, or in fact, not that wide, but the narrow expanse of No Man's Land, and competing simultaneously with what appears to be a growing interest in terms of, you know, vending and building up on the outside here. How has that been in this space? All right.
Well, the vending is continuing, and I have realized now that people is actually coming to go to No Man's Land to eat. I have people who's come to me straight up and look, we don't want to go on any reef tour, we just want to go to No Man's Land, spend the day there, eat, drink, lime, and come back. It's a new trend that we notice adopting, that people don't even want to go on the reef anymore, but they basically just want to go nylon pools and No Man's Land. That's it. Or in some cases, just nylon pool alone, or in other cases, No Man's Land alone. So it has been there, and it has been very effective. I mean, there was more people on No Man's Land than actual reef over the carnival period.
Very, very interesting indeed. How do you see this trend working in that direction, especially for, you know, I'm looking at the collective here. Collective being those reef tour operators, simultaneously those vendors, etc. within the space. And more importantly, one of the concerns that people appear to have is the possibility of ensuring that we maintain that pristine, clean, you know, kind of and serene space in terms of No Man's Land.
Well, I think what really needs to be done is to have a general control of the situation. We don't want it expanding too wide and causing even a bigger problem. If we could have it controlled, I think it should work, because 2, it employs people. 3 is that it's a nice place for people just to relax and have a nice chill out. And the 4th thing about it is that No Man's Land is calm and it's safe. Over the carnival season, when the seas is a little bit rough, No Man's Land is a calm space. There's no waves, there's nothing. So it's nice for children, it's nice just for families to go there and relax. In terms of the boat doing business, it's not an expensive trip to go to No Man's Land. It costs maybe 50 TT to go and return. You understand? So it doesn't generate a lot of money per se in terms of the boat. But if you have a big group, well, of course, it's beneficial.
All right. What would you say in terms of from the perspective, and we're looking at the broader aspect here, the association coming together and providing that level of support, coordinated efforts, especially going into the tourism season that we're in. What are the hopes and the prospects in that direction? Tour operators, starting to see those bookings coming in, going into November. I know the November, December is one of the times people looking to leave out there in the cool, depending on where you're from, to kind of come to vacation in the Caribbean and specifically in Tobago. How has that been looking so far with our potential visitors to the island?
Well, for us, we're doing pretty well. We have a lot of bookings for the whole November, December, January, all the way back to Carnival already. We have so much bookings already for Carnival next year that is surprisingly. We have a new boat coming on stream, and I don't think if that boat does not come on stream, we will not be able to deal with the volume of people already booked for Carnival next year. And it's the same for the end of the year, like from the 28th all the way back down to the 1st of January. It's pretty busy already.
And I want you to share with persons as well, because we listen to this from the tourist perspective, and I've had the opportunity personally to recognize that even from the standpoint as locals, it's an excellent opportunity. Take a tour with Frankie's tour, because people seem to think that the caterings are only to tourists. Tell us a little bit, because I know you interact even with local groups to give that kind of exposure, whether young, middle-aged, or seniors who say, I haven't been out here in years. Tell us a little bit about that in terms of giving that exposure even right here to those of us in Tobago to be able to sell the product ourselves.
Well, to be honest with you, I think we have a larger majority of local people going on tour than foreigners. In fact, there are more local people on the boats every day than you can find internationally. In fact, there are very few international people. So the 90% of our business is actually local. People from right here, Trinidad and Tobago. You have a lot of school groups, you have a lot of church groups. Excellent. You have a lot of people who just want to go and have a line. Then don't talk about the birthday peoples and the people who just want to go out and have a little celebration. That is a constant flow.
And what's the quality of the reef like now? I know we had said because of that slowdown period for the 2 years, it really allowed it to rejuvenate. And so tell us as well about the quality of life out there on the reef.
It has definitely rejuvenated, definitely, in many cases. But look, the spin to this is that the people is coming to go there and have their birthday and their line. They're not really interested in the reef. They're not. People who are interested in the reef are the people who are more environmentally friendly, who want to go snorkeling and all that. But I would say about 85% of the people who go on the reef now, not even interested in going over the corals. They just want to do two things. Nylon pools, no man's land. They are there for the line. They are there to swim, and they are there to enjoy the clear waters and the calm waters. They have no interest in, I'm sorry to say, but they have actually no interest in the environmental sector or at looking at fishes or corals or even learning anything about it. I mean, we will encourage, especially school groups, to go over the reef, and we will tell them a little bit about what they can see in the marine space. But the general public, I'm saying 85% of them, has absolutely no interest in going over the reef.
So does that mean ultimately now that these tour operators and so now need to revisit the packages that you may do in an effort for, promoting and selling Tobago and that aspect of the whole marine park and so on in 2023, because it's a different kind of audience now?
Well, we already did that. We already realized that the market is not just to go over the reef, but also the entertainment sector. So this is something that's ongoing right now. We have transformed for those who want to go and do the snorkeling and the sightseeing. We have something special for them. Those who just want to go to the island pool and enjoy themselves, we have something special for them. So we have already made that change. We have noticed it's a while coming now, and it's already here now. So it's what is happening. As I said, over the carnival season, out of 50 trips, I would say maybe 5 actually go over the reef to snorkel. And when you get there, if 5 people come off, then you have plenty coming off.
So we now need to cater to the what is that varying taste or demand that's coming forward in terms of for something a little different, as you say, more in terms of the entertainment line, just to rock back, relax, and enjoy the sea and sun. I just want you to remind, for the benefit of, let me say, the few viewers or listeners who have not been on a tour just yet, where's usually your pickup point or the pickup points, for persons belonging to generally, and generally the estimated time for a tour?
All right. Our pickup time, 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. Those are the 3 times that we actually operate. and we operate mainly out of the Bonaccord Lagoon jetty because of the safety of it. It's calm, it's a jetty, you don't have to get wet to go on board. It's easy just to walk out, board the vessel. And we operate out of Pigeon Point as well on the jetty. Very rare we actually go to Tobago. The reason being the water is constantly turning up and people get knocked over with the water, people get their phone wet down, and to avoid that complication, we prefer to operate off the jetties, which is easier to get on and get off without any complications. I just want to add something again concerning the reef. It's a very good thing that people is changing from wanting to go on the reef all the time because it helps with the development of the reef. The more people is above it and the more people is in it, it could cause more damages. The less people go in there is a win-win for us on our side because nobody's interfering with the corals, nobody's touching them, nobody's diving over and holding on to them. So the less people go there, actually it's a good. It just helped the reef to grow even more than it is presently.
Excellent. Any other things you would want to share with us in closing?
Well, I just want to say thank you for being here. Thanks Trinidad and Tobago for their support continually. And we appreciate you. You can all come over. Tobago is a good place to be, not just about the boats and the sea, but general island. It's nice to just come and relax and lay back.
All right. Thank you very much again, Michael Frankie, a viewers owner and operator of Frankie's Tours. And if you know it any at all, this is the man that certainly has hosted many from the world far and wide, stars and persons coming in. You must get in a tour with Frankie in the mix. Certainly an experience, I must say. It's never just a tour, even from being here with my groups and organizations and heading out onto the reef. It's always an experience with Frankie's Tour. And I encourage you, if you haven't taken that trip just yet and you're right here in Tobago, or in fact planning to visit, make sure that you book and ensure that you get that as part of your experience here on the island and in Tobago. And we welcome you certainly to visit. We also want to thank each and every one of you once again for tuning in to the Tobago Updates morning show. And as we prepare to head on out to a break, we want to remind you that this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from.
You know, who would have ever believe Jessica could take care of a child,
I know, right? I'm a kinship foster parent to my nephew Malik.
Papa, you remind me of my grandmother, you know, when she used to take care of my cousins.
If I didn't step in, I don't know where he would have ended up. Plus, I get support from Children's Authority, training, and counseling.
But Jessica, you're not married?
That doesn't matter. Once you have a safe home and you're related to the child, you're good.
So they just give money to do this?
Yeah, they do give me some money.
So, Auntie, you can buy a lamb I gave you for me?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Malik, but that money's to take care of you. Okay, smubble up, yes.
I will not try. Mommy, you can buy.
No.
Wait, I didn't even finish my sentence.
About Lamborghini, you can get lamb stew for lunch.
Auntie Jessica could only come when you come in, because all them does do is talk people business.
Malakay, Emily, call it going on the bed.
But Mommy, the boy don't even live here.
Yeah, go to your bunkers.
What? Bunkers? Where's that?
I think I'm getting pretty good at this.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adana Kumbi, and we continue conversations with our guests in studio. We are speaking this morning with Mr. Anton Roberts, and he's an actor and a member, as a committee member, as we prepare for Love, Sax, and All That Jazz. And we're going to get straight into the conversation. Good morning and welcome to our show this morning.
Pleasant good morning to you and to my fellow Tobagonians on this wet.
Yes, this wet and rainy day
Friday
in Tobago. I mean, we need the rains there because we haven't had much for this rainy season. Right, so we're talking about Love, Sax, and All That Jazz. Tell us a little bit about this event, what it signifies, and the idea behind it.
It's a comedy. It's a play done by Mr. Charles, let me get his name correctly. So just Mr. Alan Charles, right, is a production, his original production. He has done it many times in other parts of the world as well, in the UK, St. Vincent, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, St. Kitts, Nevis, Antigua, Grenada. So it's not the first time that he has done the production.
Right.
I think he had done it a couple years back, so it's returning again to the shows because it's such a wonderful production. You know, those nice productions, we have to do them over every 2 years, every year, that kind of thing.
Right.
So he's doing it again. Of course, the production is a nice twist to some of the issues that we normally go through on a daily basis. The love, the cussing out, the bacchanal part, the betrayal part, who horning who, all them different things. But it's a nice comical twist to it. And then there are also areas in the production where you would have little advice as well. So we're not only looking at the bacchanal part, but there are also areas where
how to bring solutions. Right. Yeah. But you know, when you hear the name Love, Sax, and All That Jazz, you're thinking it's a musical. You're thinking it's something where it will just be about the whole jazz, the jazz things. I'm thinking it's jazz music, but now you're saying it's a comedy, it's a show, it's a production. So that is very interesting that they use these terms for the name of the production, and your explanation is that, you know, we really call, where's all this jazz? Where's all this jazz?
Right. Exactly. So it's just putting that nice music, because as I say, music is everywhere, you know? Even in where we cuss. Music.
Right.
You know, there's a back and forth, there's a tune,
kind of sing-song,
a sing-song kind of thing. So there's some music in the bacchanal too. So that is the twist that you put it, the jazz and all that into it. Which makes it interesting because now you wonder, I wonder if it's a musical or not, but so when you come and you see it,
right,
you're like, oh,
right,
I like it.
Right,
you know?
And you said he's done this production a couple times.
Yes, he would have done it in the UK, because he's mostly based in the UK. So he has done it in the UK, St. Vincent, Canada. He had done it in Trinidad and Tobago already, previous to this year. He did it in Jamaica, St. Kitts, Nevis, Antigua, Grenada.
Right, so it's basically acting and depicting, as you said, life and the things that go along with life, the goods, the bad, the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs, the confusions, the resolutions, and stuff like that. It sounds so very interesting. So what is your role? I see you are an actor here. What is your role in this? And what part, I don't know if you could give us the part you're playing in terms of on stage, but in terms of the production itself, what is your role and your interaction, and how has preparation been for you?
Well, I don't want to give it out.
Right.
So you'll have to come and see.
Right.
You know, as they say, come and see. Yes. But my role in the production is I'm a elder in the production. So I'm like about 70 in the 80s, that kind of thing. And I've been married for 50 years plus with my wife. So we are just kind of giving those little nuggets how to stay married for 50 years.
Right.
You know, we have a little up and down, we pulling and tugging, we clashing our teeth and things like that. So we are giving our little snippets how to keep this thing together.
Right, and being married in the 70s and 80s is quite different from being married now.
Very much
so people in this generation who are married or heading into marriage or interested in becoming married, they need to hear this type of advice, because I'm telling you, people back then, they used to be married forever.
Forever.
For eternity.
Yes.
Because I know people, I literally know people who are alive that have been married for 55 years, 60 years.
Yeah.
What do you do?
What do you do
to maintain that bond, because I mean there are challenges in life. Life brings challenges, financial challenges, emotional challenges,
personality challenges.
That's right. So we have all these clashes. So I'm very intrigued to find out how this play and this production is going to roll out these issues.
I wouldn't be looking like this. I'll
be looking right. You'll be looking like if you're in the 70s.
Yeah, 70s, 80s, with nice little bell pans and three-piece suit, that kind of decor.
Right. And when is this show taking place in
This show
Tobago?
is going to be on the 12th of November at the Shore Park Cultural Complex. And one night only. So make sure that you guys come out. There's a nice special offer. There's 2-for-1 offer running right now. You can get tickets. I have tickets selling, and also Leslie and Ellis has tickets selling. You can also get tickets at online, and I believe you could also get by the complex box office
I'm
as
seeing
well.
your Shore Park box office, yes.
Right. So come out and get your tickets. My number is 2999519. That you can get your tickets. I would get Leslie and Ellis.
I think I'm seeing 352-9923. It's on the screen there, so viewers, if you're interested in getting your tickets, these are the numbers to call: 299-9519 or 352-9923. Now, what has the response been? Because you're saying that he's bringing it back. It obviously means that there was some level of interest that would make him say, we should bring the show back around the globe again and land in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes. The last time when I spoke to him, when he brought it to Trinidad, I think the first time he's bringing this production to Tobago.
Okay.
So this production is new to Tobago.
Right.
He did one in Tobago maybe 2 or 3 years back, and he got a nice response. So he's trying to include Tobago as well, because sometimes you have that challenge in people coming out to productions in Tobago as well. So he's trying to see how it works this time with this one. But Trinidad, he got a good response in Trinidad, so that is why he's bringing it back to Trinidad. Because you have a couple of other shows as well, apart from this Sunday. I think you have 2 other shows in Trinidad as well.
Okay.
Right? So, of course, because he has Tobago at heart, he's like, well, how can I not include Tobago in this? And we are ever so grateful. Because we too need a little laughter, and we enjoy a good production as well. So he's here with, to put on the show on the 12th. And we need your support, because without your support, nothing
There's no show.
is
And I think that the Tobago audience is gravitating to that type of entertainment these days, because if you look at productions that has happened in the past, you see people coming out in their numbers.
Yes.
I've seen people come out to shows that are hosted by other production companies and stuff, and the audience is there. So it's a market that is now expanding. So I believe that once we market it well and we continue talking about it, because people are always looking for something to do, People are always looking for an alternative to the raving and, stuff like that.
Whether it's the young or the older.
That's right. That's right. And how many persons, in terms of the cast, and what is the population of Tobago versus Trinidad, or wherever the cast comes from? How is Tobago represented in the cast?
Well, the cast, there are 2 persons from Tobago, Leslie and Ellis and I, from Tobago. Everyone else is from Trinidad.
Okay.
So again, since he decided to bring the production to Tobago, he was like, I need to incorporate some Tobago actors.
So it's an opportunity for Tobago actors to up their game and to also audition for parts, correct?
Because this is not the only production he's going to bring to Tobago. I think there was talks of him doing more, but actually doing a production with full Tobago cast members. So that is something he has in the pipeline for future work as well. So there is opportunities for us as Tobago actors, younger actors, to come on the scene and to be part of productions, whether to grow in learning, because when you're in school and when you go to UTT and do your studies, and when you come on a job itself and actually getting into the trenches, is a little different teaching, so as much as they can get that hands-on experience as well is good,
Right.
So we welcome his initiative in trying to bring productions to Tobago and incorporate Tobago actors.
Of course, and it gives opportunities for people here in Tobago as well to improve their skills, to learn a new skill, and also for some measure of income, because I'm sure it's not voluntary work, right? What is your experience in terms of preparation? Because if the cast is from Trinidad, how does that work for you and Leslie? How do you get yourself involved in the rehearsals and getting into the characters and stuff like that?
Well, the piece that we are doing is Leslie and I is the older couple. So we already have a well-established repertoire. So that works for us. Our energy is there, our chemistry is there. When, I guess after this production on Sunday, he's going to bring up the other cast next week. So then we'll have some rehearsals to feel that energy with the other cast members.
Just put it in a plug. The show on Sunday is in Trinidad. So after the show in Trinidad on Sunday, they come across to Tobago, and then you migrate into the rehearsal process.
Where we'll have a more integrated process, right? But for us, we practice on our own. We practice almost every day. We meet up, whether it's in the park or by the roadside. We pull up
because Tobago is beautiful, right? So you have any scenery you want, right?
Any scenery is a practice.
Right.
So we make a scene. Sometimes persons minding their business, they say, hey, is what going on with them there? You know,
Right.
You know,
so you spark the interest, yes.
We practice in every and anyway. So we always rehearsing, liaising with the director as well to feel as to what kind of direction he wants to go, because it's technology now. So you could actually do a video call and do a rehearsal with someone who's not even there with you.
Right.
So you have a sense of direction, what he's looking at in your rehearsal, because you don't want to practice the wrong thing. It's always harder to unlearn the wrong thing. So with his guidance, just by a video, he could say, well, Boy, stand up, sit down, lean up. Okay, don't lean in like that, come back that way. So we are doing our rehearsal. So when
the group
next week we running like Atobolan.
I love it. I love to hear it. And I'm very, very interested in this production, as I said, primarily because of the name. I'm thinking it's a musical, but it actually is about life and the issues that surround life, the challenges that we face, and how to bring solutions to them, especially from an older couple that is grounded from the 70s and 80s. And if you know anything about couples from back then, as I said, they stay together forever through thick and thin. And so they're going to be showing you some advice, some tips, the things that they did. Sometimes there are some battles, you need to pick your battles. You need to pick your battles. So there are some things that you just need to leave alone, and then there are the battles that you will fight. So I suppose this is just my anticipation for this production. I have not seen it. I've not been privy to any of the information. So I'm just thinking that these are the things that will come forward.
Yes,
in the production.
Indeed. The production, he did a skit at Movie Tongue, just a kind of promotional skit. And it caused so much bacchanal on the people in Facebook that he had to sort of pull it back because people thought it was real. As far as
that's good acting.
You know?
That's good acting and good delivery.
So that is to tell you the kind of bacchanal we're going to have. So as I say, it's a mixture of different things. We have in the everyday bacchanal, the love, and then we're also showing this side where these two couples married for 50 years plus telling the younger people, well, look, X, Y, Z, this is what we do, just to help things well. Because sometimes when you jump into the fire, you don't know what to expect. But if someone else gives you something to yes, oh, right. Oh, I'd expect that too, you know?
Right, good. So this is happening on the 12th of November, right here in Tobago at the Shore Park Complex. And tickets are available at the box office, as well as you can collect tickets from committee members Anton Roberts and Leslie Ann Ellis. It's 299-9519 or 352-9923, happening the 12th of November, 6 p.m. at the Shore Park Complex. Love, sax, and all that jazz. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Mr. Anton Roberts, actor and committee member for this production. In closing, is there anything you want to share with our viewers before we go?
I just want to say, come out on the 12th. Come and enjoy the production. Come and see. Let's have a wonderful time. Let's support our brother. He's also a Tobagonian. So let's come out and support the production. I don't think they have anything scheduled on Sunday, so we could come out on Sunday, you know?
That's right, that's right.
So yeah, and it's early enough that we could still come to the production, go home and iron the clothes to work the Monday.
That's
you
right,
know?
that's
so
right.
Come out and support, yes? And have a wonderful day today. But come out and support. We need your support.
Right. Thank you so much, Anton Roberts, the actor and committee member of Love, Sax, and all that jazz. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for staying with us on the morning show here on Tobago Updates. Of course, we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we head straight into our sports segment with Marcus Daniel and Kerry Porter. But before we go, we ask you, of course, to share the live. We'll be back.
rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. And on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
Tapicom. Welcome to the future. The only card you will need in a new world. Digital business cards. Safe, hassle-free. The future is here. Tapicom. New generation digital transfer. Digital time clock cards. Digital attendance cards. Air tags. Customized designs. Digital clothing tags. Digital pet tags. Tapicom. The future is here. Contact us today.
Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
Hey, hello guys, welcome. Come have a seat. Oh, this is so stylish and I love the fabric. Darlings, you must tell us where you got your new furnishings.
We got them locally at Standard. They've got new chic European furniture, crafted from high quality material.
Oh, Standard?
No, it's Standard, their brand new Hive collection.
Experience luxurious European furniture at a price you will love. The Hive Collection. Now exclusively available at Standard.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place.
Hey, welcome. Of course, this is the post-carnival sporting segment. Still have on my carnival jersey today. Let me say thanks so much to Dana for holding it down for the first half hour. Of course, we are here this morning on a Friday talking sport. It's a wet morning, encouraging each and everyone out there to be safe on the road. Of course, thank you so much for staying tuned to Tobago Updates Television. We're talking sports this morning, and I'm here with my good friend Kerry Porter. Good morning.
Good morning, Marcus.
I didn't see you on the road at all.
I was on the road, but I didn't see you on the road.
You was up in the forest. You went on the run.
I was on the road. It was wonderful. I had a wonderful carnival. Epic.
Yeah. I had a good carnival as well. I mean, Ronald could tell you about that as well, because everywhere I go, I saw Ronald.
Yes. Yeah. Ronald is always there.
I saw Ronald everywhere.
You turn left, you turn right, Ronald is there.
So you can tell you about that carnival experience. But it was really good.
It was good.
Of course, we weren't able to secure interviews today because I guess them people still, recovering from the carnival. But
exactly.
We're talking sports today, and we have so many things that we can discuss locally. Primary schools, football, primary schools. We have secondary schools netball, secondary schools football. And big news. Phoenix
in the tier 1. That is exciting for us.
Back in the Pro League. But before we start the discussion with that Phoenix being included in the Professional Football League of Trinidad and Tobago, we're taking this story.
1976 FC Phoenix has been accepted to participate in the second season of the TT Premier Football League Tier 1, which kicks off on November 24th. FC Phoenix demonstrated their pedigree by defeating the Petit Valley Dogo Martin United to win the Tier 2 playoffs earlier this month. The Nigel D'Souza coach team was welcomed into the top flight after meeting specific competitive and administrative criteria. Making way for Phoenix is W Connection, a 5-time Pro League winner, which has chosen to take a 1-year sabbatical. The TTPFL had previously announced that there would be no promotion or demotion between the two tiers after the first season. Coach D'Souza was elated to once again have a Tobago team among the top flight on the domestic route. The last Tobago team to compete in the local top flight was the now defunct Tobago United over a decade ago. This user said, quote, "It's a fantastic opportunity for a Tobago team to have a chance to play after so many years. It's also a great chance for the Tobago players because only way for them to get noticed is by playing at the highest level. We wanted to provide that opportunity and we are happy the league saw it fit to give us this opportunity." The Tier 1 fixtures were also released this past week and Phoenix will open their campaign with the toughest assignment, facing defending champions, Defence Force. Marcus Daniel, Tobago Update Sports.
Yeah, Porter, and I'm celebrating this inclusion of the Phoenix team in the Pro League, and I'm calling it Pro League because it's a professional league, the highest professional league in Trinidad and Tobago. They had previously mentioned that there wouldn't be no promotion and demotion in the first season, but obviously W Connection they asked for a year's off. So the Phoenix team playing unbeaten in Tier 2. They were given the opportunity to participate in the Tier 1. And in the story, as the story said, Coach Nigel D'Souza, it's a great opportunity for the Tobago players to address the national selectors at the highest level when it comes to football in Trinidad and Tobago.
And get recognized also.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get to see this, but Nigel, congratulations. Phoenix, I enjoy watching all the games, covering all the games. Tobago Sports Live covered all Phoenix games while they were in Tobago. And it was a joy. I'm so excited every time I go to cover a Phoenix game. But this is a very good opportunity, as Nigel mentioned, for the selectors to see the guys play. Well, Phoenix, you know you guys have to step up the game higher, because they're playing at a different level. And you know who they're going to play first.
Yeah, of course, defending champions, the Defence Force, and the league starts, I think this month the league starts on the 14th. But I'm quite confident that the level of play that they would have displayed in the Tier 2 is going to continue. They have since put out a release asking for players interested in representing not only Phoenix but representing Tobago. To come and do tryouts as well. And it's a good opportunity because the last team out of Tobago to play in the Pro League would have been Tobago United. And that presented
many years ago.
Exactly, a good case for Tobago players because many a times we know when we see the national team play and there aren't any Tobago players, then we ask why. But this opportunity with the likes of Michael Jem Gordon, Jerry Alata, Adriel George, even the keeper, Duve Daniel. These guys are young and they are now going to be playing against some of the best players in Trinidad and Tobago, best local players. And I'm really delighted, not only because I'm from, I grew up in Castel, but I lived in Kinabalu for quite a number of years. And I'm a member of the staff of the Phoenix team. I'm very delighted that these youngsters are having the opportunity now to be seen regularly by Coach Angus Eve and, of course, the technical staff of the TT, of course, the Trinidad Tobago Football Association, the Normalization Committee. So I'm really delighted here today, and I want to say congratulations once again to Coach Nigel D'Souza and the staff, Huey Cadet and Joel and all the guys who would have ensured that the youngsters, they remain focused, played unbeaten, they won the title, and they are now going to be playing in Tier 1.
And be sure that when they come to play the Tobago Sports Live, we're going to be there to cover all the games in the Tier 1.
Yeah, and that's the other opportunity as well. Tobago will be able to see these top players from the country playing here in Tobago as well, because obviously home and away matches. And you saw the first installment of the Tier 1, the hype it had. And Defence Force, obviously we have a Tobagonian on that team. In fact, two. That guy, they call him Ratchap. Lashon Roberts. And Lashon, they call him the super sub. He came on a number of times and scored for Defence Force, and they eventually were become national champions. It's also an opportunity because the winning team will play at the Caribbean Cup. In the Caribbean Cup, and so Defence Force playing there as well. So so many opportunities here with this inclusion for Phoenix, and I'm wishing them all the best going forward.
Yeah, that's something we should be very happy and proud about.
Yeah, and some news coming to hand, Porter, as we discussed sport this morning. Today should have been the finals of the Secondary Schools Netball League at the Shaw Park courts, but obviously we have rain, and coming out from the division, regrettably, they would have actually been forced to postpone today's finals day, and I'm told that the finals will now be held next Wednesday, and guess where? Indoors. At the Shaw Park
that's
complex.
Lovely.
Yeah, in the Shaw Park complex, because we saw the Commonwealth Games Fast 5 at indoor, and it was crazy. So
how did that happen, Marcus?
How did you do it?
How did they get the indoor?
Well, you know, sometimes them things above my pay grade in that sense. Discussions happening, but I'm happy that because November, it's rain and we are sitting here talking and I'm actually hearing the rain pounding outside. So free finals should have happened today. The under 13 or the 13 and under, the 15 and under, and the under 20s. And that's now going to be held next Wednesday, at the Shaw Park complex. Should I say Shaw Park indoor complex?
Indoor, yes. Let's go with indoor.
Indoor complex. So good news there for all the teams involved: Bishop, Scarborough Secondary, and Compre. I trust that they will actually try to pack the hole at the Shaw Park complex to take in this.
And Bishops has been doing very well in netball.
Yeah,
excellent.
I mean, over the years, in the recent years, Bishops dominated the secondary schools in netball. And we have seen, I think last year they won all the different age groups, and this year again. Yeah. So
congratulations to them.
Yeah, and all the coaches, the teachers, and everyone involved in that success of Bishops. But I mean, just playing sport in schools Porter is a plus, and I know some people playing for the very first time, trying out for the very first time and representing the school, and to go down on your resume that I represented my school in netball, although I didn't win. It's a plus, right?
It's a plus.
Yeah,
it's a plus.
Yeah. And of course, staying in school, Porter, we have the primary schools netball league, primary schools football league happening as well. I can tell you that has been very competitive across Tobago. I'll try to pull up the standings here for you just to give an idea of
I caught some, and I guess this is.
Right, this is the secondary schools. The secondary schools, and this is the Tobago. If you look at the Tobago Zone Championship, this is the girls division. Interesting matches remaining here with Scarborough Secondary
and Signal Hill.
Yeah, so they have an outstanding match to play. That's Scarborough Secondary. I think Signal Hill would have completed their schedule there, right? And they would have finished on 26. 26. So Scarborough Secondary won an outstanding match. Should they win that match, I think that they will retain their title. Retain their title as champions of the girls division, right? So that's what we have with the secondary schools football league, the girls division. We don't have and we also have the championship division in Trinidad Kerry, where we have Bishops High School and Speyside Secondary. We can safely say that Bishops would have been relegated.
Yes.
Right. Tough luck there to Coach Goddard and his team.
But they did really well.
Yeah. And again, it's about competing. It's about competing, and the exposure there, I'm sure, will do good for the guys, because they've played against some of the better players in Trinidad who are in clubs and all these different things. Right. Speyside High, they will live to fight another year. Kerry.
It looks so.
Yeah. And they do have an outstanding match today. I think they have an outstanding match today.
Yes. Bishops have a match today at 3:30 at Plymouth.
Plymouth, they play Plymouth, yeah?
Think I'm basically...
Yes, right. So this is the fixtures here. So Bishops up against Pleasantville at 3:30 p.m. today at the Plymouth Recreation Ground. And of course, Speyside will be traveling to Trinidad to play against Trinity East College. So I want to wish the two teams good luck. And of course, I know Bishops will be trying to end the season on a high. Yeah, despite... being relegated there, but it has been a season
and a good journey for Bishops. A very good journey for Bishops. I saw Coach Goddard really working with the guys and pushing the guys. This will be a good motivation for them to continue. And he has a new crop, and they're going pretty good.
Yeah. And in terms of the primary school, I have the schedule up here, Porter, and we would have, in fact, in the primary schools football league, we have 3 age groups. We have the under 12, under 15, and the girls. All right, and obviously different zones as well. We have Leeward A, Leeward B, Northside, and Windward. And then the top 2 teams in each zone, they move forward to play the quarterfinals. Right, and in the Leeward A zone, comprising Scarborough RC, Signal Hill Government, we also have Lambo Anglican, St Andrews Anglican, Scarborough Methodist, and St Nicholas. I'm so happy that St Nicholas participated in sports. Yes. Right. So those are the teams in Leeward A, Kerry, and the top 2 teams there, Scarborough RC on 13 points. And they actually played unbeaten, and Signal Hill as well. They finished on 11 points. Those are teams who will move forward to the quarterfinals in that zone. In the Leeward A zone, we have Bonaccord Government, Plymouth Anglican, Boko Government, Montgomery Government, and Blackrock.
I was wondering about Bonaccord. I didn't catch any game with them.
Yeah, they played most of the games at Plymouth or Blackrock.
Oh, right.
Because obviously we know that the Bonaccord recreation ground. Let's not touch that. Let's not discuss that. Yeah, let's not discuss that, right? So Bonaccord, they are leading the standings there. Of course, the former school of Dwight York, and then Plymouth Anglican, they finished second. Right. So those two teams will go forward. In the north side zone, again, Wim Anglican, dominant, Mason Government, Castara, Mariah, and Tibapisa, and the schools will have participated in the north zone. Two schools moving forward, Wim and Mason Hall. And then in the windward zone, Speyside Anglican, Dallaford Anglican, Roxburgh Anglican, Dallaford RC, and Mount St. George. The two teams moving forward, Speyside and Dallaford, both would have finished on 8 points, but of course, in terms of goal difference, Speyside would have topped the table.
You know, when they got rid Alfred Copper, I was so happy to see Speyside winning.
Speyside.
Yes.
Yeah, they, every single year, they will normally come out of the first round, but then they get knocked out at the second round. But, I mean, big up to the coaches and the school and getting the team over the line this time. Well, and they are playing some good football. And, I mean, if you are a betting man, you'll want to bet them to go all the way in the under 12 age group. Yeah? And in the girls carry, obviously you can't leave the girls out at all. All right. We have 3 zones. We have three different groups. Right. Scarborough RC topping group 1 with 9 points. Signal Hill topping group 2 with 9 points. And then Wim Anglican topping group 3 with 10 points. Right. We had schools like St. Andrews, Scarborough Methodist, Lambo Anglican, Bonaccord, Roxburgh, Dallaford AC, Mariah Government, Castara Government, Mason Government, and Tibapisa participating there. Come next week, we're going to have quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then we open that we're going to have the finals on the 17th of November at the Dwight York Stadium. So it's so much happening with sports in Tobago.
Exciting
I know
times.
A lot of you guys will have been caught up with Carnival and the festivities, but we do have sports happening in the schools and, of course, in the communities, because also we have the TFA League still happening as well.
Still happening, right.
Yeah, matches happening in and out. And I'm told that we have there's an aquathlon coming up as well.
Yes, we have Blackrock. That is starting, I think we have the flyer up there. That's on the first annual. It's the first annual. It's on December the 3rd, right? 10 to 12 years, 200-meter swim, 1K, 13 to 15 years, 400-meter swim, 2K, 2K run, 16 to 22 years, 600-meter swim, 3K run. I could probably do the run, not the swim. But I encourage you guys to come out and register, be a part of it. You know, swimming is very good. Medals for all finishers. No traffic, beginner friendly. I mean, the guys down at Blackrock, they're very helpful when it comes to helping you to swim and getting across. You know.
Yeah. But I'm really happy that these things are coming to Tobago. You know, we have the young Cox guy representing us nationally. Yeah, and to Jacob Cox, and to have this event happening in Tobago, it would encourage others to come out, because Jacob is a lone participant many times on our national team, and we are surrounded by beautiful waters, Kerry.
Yes.
And you'll want to see more and more youngsters getting involved in aquathlon and triathlon and all these different things. And obviously, Kerry, you know, we always run out of time.
But before on the scene swimming, guys, you can call my good friend Claire, 747-7930. If you need more information about it. She's always willing and able to take calls. Anything concerning swimming, Claire is there.
Yeah, but you know, we can't leave without talking night cricket.
Night cricket.
We have night cricket starting tomorrow night.
I know our time is going.
It's a 12th annual Kinnamanaccord Sports Club Night Windball Cricket League. I mean,
that's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
it's always interesting every year.
Single year. It's 8-a-side, and trust me, you see where you're seeing that stadium in the background there. That's how the arena is. A lot of people, a lot of persons will come out and support it nightly. It's an opportunity for concessionaires and youngsters. I started playing this before I got into the conventional game. And this is the idea behind this competition here. You know, bringing entertainment to the community of Kinnamanaccord Crown Point. We have 17 teams this year, Porter. 4 females, 4 women teams, and we have 14 from different communities as far as Lansome Bloody Bee. We have teams from Roxburgh, we have teams from Mason Hall, Kinnamanaccord Crown Point, of course, right? Buku as well. It's truly a Tobago league happening in Kinnaman Accord. It's going to be happening for 14 nights.
Every year has been very exciting. There's one year I won a case of something. I'm not going to tell you what the case was.
You know, so I'm really excited for this competition. I know the teams are excited. We start tomorrow with 4 matches, beginning at 6 p.m. and we're going to end sometime around 10:30. We also have 4 matches on Sunday. So we're going to have matches on Saturday and Sundays, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. No matches on Friday and Monday. It's going to happen for 2 weeks. And I'm encouraging each and every one in Tobago, especially the community of Kinnaman Accord Compoint, to come out and support that initiative. And of course, the T10 Blast happening on the 16th of November. So
that is something big for Tobago.
Yeah, something really big. And
you guys come out and support it.
Yeah, the Dream 11 Big Old T10 Blast. I mean, the likes of Evan Lewis.
Exactly. Do people really understand how big this is for us?
This is huge. Evan Lewis, Jason Mohammed, Amir Django, and of course our local superstar Joshua James, Jaron Alfred, Nevin Stewart, a host of locally blazed players who are very talented.
Yes.
They are going to be rubbing shoulders with some national players. We also have some guys coming from St. Vincent and the Grenadines as well.
And it's going to be happening also.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to be happening at the Shop at Recreation Ground. 2 matches daily, Porter, 12 and 2:30. Only $20 to get in to see high-class cricket.
Very good cricket.
So we're looking forward to that and much more. And hopefully we get some interviews next week about it.
Yeah, definitely we would, right? I guess we just took this week to highlight what's coming up. Also, they have the Tobago Rifle Club. They're having a competition coming up on the 11th of November, right? That is very interesting. Come next Friday, we're going to have representatives from them to come and talk about it. So there's so much coming up. I mean, we passed our time, but we just be talking.
Fantastic time, of course. Guys, thank you so much for staying tuned with us in this morning's program. Look forward to so much to come. You know, I have to try this now, Porter. I have to try this out.
It's interesting, you know. I've tried it a few times.
The 11th.
Yes.
The 11th.
Come out, Marcus, come out. I'm there at every competition.
Yeah, I have to try this thing out. You know? I mean, I might miss some targets, but
I'll have to show you. I'll give you a few pointers.
Yes. But guys, thank you so much for being tuned with us. I hope that you guys had a wonderful carnival. Remember, the road is wet. Be safe out there and continue to follow and support sports. We're going to throw it over to Candice. Yes. All right, guys, don't forget to share the live.
Share the live.
God at the forefront daily, not missing a service, and not using foul languages are some key ingredients to Mr. Stevenson McLeod long life on earth.
I am a Seventh-day Adventist and continuing in it up to now is only because of my sickness. I'm not well, so I can't go to church as I desire. Can't tell the day to use a bad word. I'm trying to control it every day, every moment of the day. I pray to our Heavenly Father. So, to take me to heaven when that time would come.
And out of his daughter's mouth,
Daddy is a very, what I should say, a very consistent person. He isn't somebody who would sway from his standards. For all the years that I've known him, he has been a man very devoted to his family, very devoted to his wife, now deceased, and he has always been devoted to his children.
And even at this age, Mr. Stevenson is still a living example of how life and God are great.
The life I live in today, I must be able to finish.
Yes.
In other words, sell out of the houses.
Of course.
And see to it that they perform. Perform it.
Yes, sir.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region, with a perfect conversation to complement your morning routine. I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds. Chief Secretary Fali Augustine announced that the Executive Council is exploring alternative financing options for funding developmental projects. Augustine claims this move is necessary because the THA was allocated only $260 million for capital expenditure for the next fiscal year, with the majority budgeted to staff salaries in developmental programs. The Chief Secretary also outlined a list of priority projects scheduled for the upcoming fiscal year, including repairing fishing facilities, enhancing tourist sites, acquiring 10 new ambulances, and designing a new Tobago Secondary School. Next up, Police Commissioner Earl Airwood Christopher has defended her decision to grant vacation leave to senior officers amid a surge in crime. In response to concerns, she emphasized the need for effective resource management, which includes managing the police force's human resources. Airwood Christopher stated that excessive vacation leave entitlements can lead to health and efficiency issues for officers and the organization. To address this, the police service has implemented a policy for officers to take leave on a controlled basis while remaining available for recall. The commissioner assured the public that anti-crime efforts would not be compromised, and the initiative aims to enhance overall police performance. And finally, Cooper South MP Rudranath Indra Singh has urged Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission employees to resist a proposed electricity rate hike, suggesting they consider civil disobedience. He made this plea as around 40 concerned citizens demonstrated against the increase at TNTEC's Cooper branch. Indra Singh questioned whether 4% wage increase could cover rising living costs and encouraged TNTEC staff to join a broader movement against the recommendations of the Regulated Industries Commission. He also criticized the RIC for inadequate consultation and called for a review of TNTEC's practices before implementing the price hikes. And that concludes your news in 90 seconds, brought to you by B-Mobile. And viewers, now we're moving straight on into our conversations this morning. We're going to get things started off by speaking with Mr. Gary Griffith online. And of course, you know him as the former Commissioner of Police as well as the political leader of the National Transformation Alliance. So good morning and welcome to you. So how are you doing?
Well, fine, thanks. Always my pleasure to be on.
Always great to have you. Now, this morning we're speaking a little bit about some of the crime-fighting measures that the government is employing. And one of that is bringing out the Army to work alongside the TTBS. Now, first of all, give us your views on this strategy. Do you think that this would be effective in dealing with the crime that we have right now in Trinidad and even Tobago?
Yeah, you know, it is very unfortunate when comments are made and this has turned into a massive anti-crime tactical strategy. That is not true. So you're getting comments by the business sector and by criminologists who do not have a clue what is going on. This is something that is done every single year. This is known as standard operational procedure because of the traffic congestion, because of the number of persons all out in the street for Christmas shopping and going into Carnival. Every single year, since I was Minister of National Security almost 10 years ago and going all the way back, it is a document that is there in the Ministry of National Security. All that is done is that coming to the end of October, they changed the year, 2015, 2016, 2017, the exact words are used. It is then taken, sent to Cabinet cabinet approves it, it then goes to the president gives the approval to bring out the 100 members of the Volunteer Defense Force. So this perception by criminologists and the business sector and religious leaders, wow, this is a fantastic plan, we welcome it. It sometimes makes you feel that certain persons are so want to please politicians, to let the politicians know, hey, look, I support you. This is not a crime plan, people. So Mr. Criminologist and the business sector and religious leaders who say that this is a fantastic, massive crime plan. This is something that is done every single year. It is standard operational procedure. It is nothing strategic. It is not an avenue to reduce crime. And what happens is that the 100 members of the Volunteer Defense Force, which is now known as the Defense Force Reserves, in fact, those individuals, they may not be as highly trained as the regulars in the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. So these 100 come now and they will man the camps, guard the different camps that the regulars would have done to allow the regulars to have more time to come out and to support the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. My concern about that is that in March this year, the Chief of Defense Staff, who actually joined the Defense Force with me on the exact day years ago, he said that as the Chief of Defense Staff, the Defense Force is not trained to support the police. And because of that, if you believe as the Chief of Defense Staff they are not trained and you do not believe that is the role and function, first it shows that you as the Chief of Defense Staff, you do not know the role and function of the Defense Force, because the Defense Force, part of their role and function is as an aid to civil power and to support and complement the police when required. And also, he does not understand the training of the Defense Force, because the soldiers are trained in patrols, in roadblocks, in cordon and search, in vehicle checkpoints, in the things that are done for the last few decades, whether you call it under the Special Anti-Crime Unit SORT, the Special Operation Response Team SORT, the IATF, and all of these different things have been done. So for the Chief of Defense Staff to be hesitant by stating that they are not trained, and he does not think that they should be doing it, then why bother to bring out the 100 in the first place? Because it means that it makes the only value is that 100 volunteers will now get 3 months full salary, whereas before they would not get. And that is the unfortunate thing. This is done in Jamaica. Jamaica, there are 12 patrols that go constantly, 24/7, working with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. It is important that the Defense Force justifies their existence. I was in the Defense Force for 17 years. I know the quality of the Defense Force, their training, their capability, and that is what they can do. This is what they should do. They do not have powers of arrest, but what they do is they complement the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. It provides numerical superiority to peg back criminal elements. The police officers will be the one to charge individuals, because the soldiers would not have that degree of powers of arrest unless they're regimental police. That is how it is done. But if you have a Chief of Defense Staff, as I said, who's not aware of the training, who's not aware of the capability, then we may not see it. And a final point on that, it made itself obvious during the Black Lives Matter, during the COVID pandemic. 150 men armed with Molotov cocktails, with bottles, with pipe, they were coming down Frederick Street to destroy Porter's Plain. These are more persons than would have been there during the attempted coup. And not one member of the Defense Force came out to support me as the Commissioner of Police. It is no fault of the soldiers and sailors. They were willing to come out, but they were not, and it took the police service alone to peg back these individuals. Had they not done that, Porter's Plain would have been flattened.
Now, what would you say is the better option in terms, or what are some of the better strategies that the government can employ at this point in time when we're seeing crime rising to some crazy levels? I mean, we're seeing the amount of murders that are being recorded daily, especially in Trinidad. What can be done? What are the things that the government is missing in this whole conversation about crime?
Well, firstly, the government continues to put their focus on attacking political opponents, misleading the country. Fitzgerald once has he made a comment to state this is the new strategic objective, these are the new tactical plan to peg back criminals. He doesn't know, he's clueless. In fact, he said it's not his role and function. So you have a situation where almost 100% of the murders have been by firearms have been committed by illegal firearms, but Fitzgerald Hines has not made one comment as to how he will deal with it, because he doesn't know, poor guy. What he does know is knowing how to attack political opponents. So that's why he will continue to speak about legal firearms that have been instrumental to help persons and save their lives. So that is the first thing that should be done. The government should put focus where it is, trying to serve the country. The country is being drowned in blood. And all you do is speak about political opponents. That's one. Two, there are over 100 different policies that we implemented as the Commissioner of Police and as Minister of National Security, and it worked. in that period, 2013 to 2015, it was the highest reduction in serious crime in 30 years. In 2020, under my watch as Commissioner of Police, it was the highest reduction in violent crime in 17 years. There were policies, plans, programs, objectives, units. All of these things have been shut down and dismantled. Instead of being petty politically, do what is required, reboot it, reignite it, and you will see the difference, because the criminals are no longer seeing the deterrent. They are not seeing the high visibility. They are not seeing the rapid response. So the product of opportunity, as we speak about the main focus about the Army and the TTPS teaming up to fight crime, there it is. When I'm back in that position in 18 odd months, 16 odd months, to be able to push policies, it is the same thing that I would have done when I was Minister of National Security. There was a situation in 2014 where I think a police officer was shot in Laventille. And I said, if you touch one, you touch all. And we put out over 100 plus soldiers in Laventille to work with the police service. And for 100 plus days, there was one murder in Laventille, one murder. It was the safest Laventille was ever. And that was a domestic violence matter. And it showed that if the Army works with the TTPS, it can peg back the criminal elements. It puts the fear into the criminals. So that is what I will do. Not a cosmetic document that is done based on a cut and paste of 100 volunteers, but we have 5,000 members of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. I will take half of them and bring them out with the police and flood the streets with soldiers working with the police officers, numerical superiority. It will peg back the criminals. We have 5,000 qualified, trained persons in the Defense Force that are there, sitting down in a camp, waiting for a call. And the call is not being made because we have an incompetent government not understanding how powerful the Defense Force can be to peg back criminal elements. It makes you wonder, is it incompetence or is there a deliberate agenda to assist criminals in this country?
Now, we're seeing quite a lot of conversation about guns and fighting it on a regional level. We saw earlier this year there was that CARICOM conference about treating health as a public health treating crime, as a public health issue. We saw that the Attorney General was out at the OAS meeting discussing guns, crime, guns, and violence, and so on. But is the government taking the right approach in terms of addressing the gun violence that we have here, getting guns off the street? Because we're only seeing it at the conversation at a regional level where it's saying, let's stop the guns from getting into the Caribbean region. But is there more that can be done?
Yeah, definitely. It seems that there's not a political will or it's just blatant incompetence. When I was Commissioner of Police, I drafted a document to explain and help the Prime Minister because it seemed that his National Security Council did not have a clue. The politicians, they do not understand tactics, strategy, how to deal with law enforcement. And the situation we have now, the US confirmed that over 97% of the illegal firearms that enter Trinidad and Tobago is from our legitimate ports of entry. So all of this rumshop talk you hear about the OPVs and guns coming from Venezuela, nonsense. Few weapons we muskets or outdated weapons. Sophisticated assault weapons the same criminals have on arrest comes from our legitimate ports of entry. It shows that our porous borders is not so much about persons entering illegally, but in our ports. And what is being done about it? Nothing. So for 8 years, you as a government, you have not lifted a finger to try to crack the situation and to curb it. And there's nothing, this is not to point fingers at customs. The same way you have rogue elements in the police service, you will have in customs. So that one night you have that one rogue customs officer, that one rogue stevedore, that one rogue driver, that one rogue watchman who's at the front gate. They all work on that same night. A container is going to leave there unchecked. We misplace, listen to the words, misplace 10 containers annually. We leave the port without being checked. So as much as the police can do their job and seize 800 odd firearms annually, that's about 8,000 in a decade, that could come back into the streets in one night by a container packed with weapons. It shows how important it is to secure our legitimate ports of entry. I drafted the Border Protection Unit to explain to the Prime Minister, you need to put persons inside here, undercover operatives, and not just customs having full control of the port, but a team fully polygraphed, background check done, and you monitor them closely, involving representatives from customs, immigration, Coast Guard, Army, police, private security, all working together, monitoring each other, the guards guarding the guards, That is how we're going to peg back and reduce illegal firearms from coming through our ports. Secondly, technology. I provided 2 mobile scanners as they could look at the vehicles or containers to see if weapons are inside. They pulled the plug in it as soon as I left. What was the reason for that? And then, obviously, as I mentioned, having good dialogue with our international allies. I signed a bilateral agreement with Colombia and Venezuela. It fell flat after I left as Minister of National Security. I signed a bilateral agreement with NYPD, with Miami Police Chief, to give us intelligence with illegal weapons coming through the airports into Trinidad. And nothing was done after I left. Because remember, anything that enters Miami, for example, is properly checked. But anything that leaves, they don't care. They're not checking. The responsibility is on us. So those are the things that need to be done. They're not being done. Illegal weapons are coming in. But all Fitzgerald Hines continues to speak about is illegal firearms. And he continues to mislead the country. And that is unfortunate because he seems to spend all his time trying to put focus on him being a politician than being a patriot, spending more time to mislead the country with lies put into political opponents than trying to find solutions to reduce crime.
So if I understand things a little bit better, you are also saying that, going to the U.S. and saying to the U.S. that they need to make sure that there is, that they monitor the guns that are leaving their shores. Is that a good strategy or is that a bad strategy?
No, it's not. The U.S., that is not their business. What leaves the port of Miami? They are not going to do a stringent check of what is leaving the United States. I don't blame them. Their focus is on what enters the United States. So they are going to do a proper check to make sure drugs, illegal weapons, human trafficking, that is their focus. What is going out is not their responsibility. The responsibility is on where it is landing. So they are not going to put emphasis on that. However, being our international allies, obviously they are U.S. citizens here, they will want to support us. They would indeed be shocked to know that why would the government be giving a border protection unit draft and you have not implemented it? It would be done immediately. I have no intention for a honeymoon period when I become part of a government in the next 18, 16 odd months. And immediately, the things that I have, it is a roadmap. It's not a manifesto. It will be systematic policies. You will be there to immediately peg back criminals. Exactly what I did as the Minister of National Security and the Commissioner of Police, working closely with our U.S. allies, and that is what is required. They can provide us with proper intelligence that can say, look, these individuals are involved in something. You might need to monitor these containers from this company. That's what they can do. They can give us advice and support. They are not going to do stringent searches of containers leaving Miami to get to Trinidad. That is not their job. That is not their responsibility. That is not their focus. What enters Miami or New York, that is what their focus is on. So we need to do our job back at home and not just try to hope that our international allies are going to do the job for us.
All right, I want to thank you so much, Mr. Gary Griffith, for giving us your viewpoints on the situation with crime, and we're certainly looking forward to see what can happen in the future.
My pleasure. Take care.
All right, thank you so much. Well, viewers, that's it for this segment, but we got a lot more coming up for you on the program, so please don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this break.
The energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
You know, who would I ever believe, Jessica could take care of a child, I know, right? I'm a kinship foster parent to my nephew Malik. Papa, you remind me of my grandmother, you know, when she used to take care of my cousins. If I didn't step in, I don't know where he would have ended up. Plus, I get support from Children's Authority, training, and counseling. But Jessica, you're not married? That doesn't matter once you have a safe home and you're related to the child. You're good. So they just gave money to do this? Yeah, they do give me some money. So Auntie, you can buy all my games for me? Oh, I'm so sorry, Malik, but that money's to take care of you. Okay, smubble up is.
I will not try. Mommy, you can buy.
No.
Wait, I didn't even finish my sentence.
About Lamborghini, you can get lamb stew for lunch.
Auntie Jessica could only come when you come in, because all them does do is talk people business.
Malakaya Malik will go in on the bed.
But mommy, the boy don't even live here.
Yeah, go to your bunkers.
What? Bunkers? Where's that?
I think I'm getting pretty good at this.
On Tobago updates, viewers, we are now switching gears from the TTPS to the TTFS, the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, as we talk about safety for Diwali, because we know Diwali is coming up very soon. So we are being joined by Mr. Jude Rogers, who's the Fire Prevention Officer of the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. Good morning and welcome to you, Mr. Rogers. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm excellent this morning. So lovely to be talking to you all the way from Trinidad, but still being in Tobago is wonderful.
Certainly. And maybe one day soon you'll be right here on set with me.
That's right. So This morning I know you want to ask a lot of questions about Diwali and stuff like that, and you could probably tell me about Diwali celebrations in Tobago and what that is like, so that could influence a lot of what we could discuss this morning.
Well, Diwali celebrations in Tobago is not really as big as it is in Trinidad. We do have some little bits of it, but definitely not as grand as it is, because of course the population is a little bit different. However, just for those who are engaging in the dia lighting and so on, what are some things that they should be aware of to ensure that they can enjoy the Festival of Lights without it becoming a disastrous thing for them?
Okay, so definitely encouragement to all our listeners this morning would be to be able to separate your combustible materials, meaning materials that can readily be ignited, from any lighted diyas or any sort of even Christmas lights, because this is something that I really wanted to home in on, because you may not have a lot of diyas, or you may not have much bamboo and all of these different things that we have in Trinidad here being done in Tobago, but we have a lot of persons who use Christmas lights to beautify their home during the Christmas period. And we have seen where the extensive use of Christmas lights, not understanding the dangers, has been the cause of some fires during the Christmas and even during the Diwali period, as we prepare for the festive period. But definitely the advice coming from the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service is to take care of separating your lit material from anything that is combustible within your home: wood, paper, plastics, etc., clothing, cloth, even your curtains, the lovely curtains that the ladies put up for the Christmas period. You have to be very careful to separate them. If you are going to have lit candles, because we just in the process of completing All Saints, and there were lots of candles at the graveside, etc., we would pay homage to our loved ones who have been lost. But at the same time, we have to remember, even if you're lighting a candle and leaving it, let's say, on the stairwell or on the banister, or even in your home, you want to put that in a metal container or a non-combustible ceramic container that will not support burning. I cannot stress that enough.
And I want to stick a pin right there. I want to stick a pin right there because, as you brought up the All Saints Day, I passed by one of our cemeteries a couple nights ago, and it was, of course, very lit with the candles and so on. But there was one grave in particular that actually was a light, which meant that, however the candles and so on were lit, got caught afire, whether it be flowers or whatever the case may be. But at the back of the cemetery, we saw the fire blazing there.
Right.
But thank goodness that there were some people to make sure that it didn't go further.
And so the issue here lies, again, with the very same topic that I raised. You cannot have a source of ignition, such as a candle, a deer, lit and place it next to a combustible material, such as even the shrubbery like grass that is dried, the flowers that you adorn the grave with, or you can the curtains within your home, any wood, paper, plastics, carbonaceous material, it is definitely going to ignite. And I want to suggest, even specifically for Tobago and our Tobago properties, we use a lot of wood to combat the sea blast. And so wood supports ready burning. And so what you want to do, always create that insulation between what you are putting to light, which is very lovely. And I can think about all the decorations that you can use as well. Make sure and separate. And so that is what should have taken place. Having a fire extinguisher readily available is another measure. And a serviceable fire extinguisher, that is another measure that you can utilize to protect in the event that you do have a fire.
All right, great. And I'm going to switch a little bit just from Diwali because, again, Tobago does not celebrate Diwali in the same way that Trinidad does. But we are getting into the Christmas season. And what's been happening in Tobago over the last few years is that more and more of families are decorating their homes with Christmas lights and so on. So I just want to know if we can get a few tips in terms of how we can safely decorate our homes. How can we safely have our lights and everything all up looking pretty and all of that without it becoming a hazard?
Okay, so definitely when it comes to, you want to look at your electricity because that's the major source that you're going to use to light your different Christmas lights. But one thing I want to identify, there are a difference between outdoor lighting and indoor lighting. Outdoor lighting carries a green tag and indoor lights carry a red tag. You want to pay attention to that and have the right tag or the right tag lights for your home. So you don't want to put indoor, outdoor, and then outdoor, indoor. You don't want to make that switch, because what you could be doing is, if there is rain, if there is any sort of moisture getting into your plugs, you are definitely going to have a short circuit, and there's a possibility for creating an area where you can have a fire. So that's one of the precautions. I also want to admonish members of the public, as you begin to boil the ham and as you begin to do the Christmas cooking, by all means, we're asking you, do not leave your cooking unattended. Do not leave the kitchen for prolonged periods. Also, ensure that you turn pot handles inward. The same precautions that we recommended for Fire Prevention Week in October, the same precautions are obtained as we go through the November and into December period. And I want to touch on fireworks because that is a major issue that we're going to see as the New Year celebration comes up.
Sure. So you can get into the fireworks conversation now because, it is becoming more popular and we are getting more access to fireworks on the commercial scale. So what should we be aware of?
So again, mainly, do not purchase fireworks from an unlicensed dealer. And the first thing you need to know, licensed dealers have all the precautions because they have been inspected by the fire service, and they've also been inspected by the police, and they have a license from the magistrate court to do the job that they do. So purchasing from those licensed dealers, you're going to see the no smoking signs. You're going to see that they have all their precautions in place. So don't purchase from a roadside vendor who has not done and gone through the regulations as we would have it. When you do get your fireworks, all well and good, fireworks are legal in Trinidad to be utilized, Class C fireworks, or what we call consumer type fireworks. Those fireworks can be utilized within your home space. But of course, if you're utilizing a firework, you must follow the labeled instructions. So if you buy a firework and there is no instructions or no labeling on it, that is a defective firework. Please return that to the seller. Do not take a firework that is unlabeled. When you follow the label instructions, it will indicate to you that you do not ever carry fireworks or try to discharge them in a glass bottle. So I know people long ago used to take a scratch bomb and put it into the carrot bottle or the stag bottle. And that was a joke for many people, but that is a serious thing that can cause a ricochet and you can be cut. Now, fireworks such as scratch bombs are illegal in Trinidad, but we are seeing it making a resurgence. It means that it is coming in through a port of entry or possibly through the back door. And so we're asking persons, if you are found to be in possession of scratch bombs, particularly, that is a charge and you can bring yourself under some serious scrutiny of the police service, supported by the fire service. When you are utilizing your firework, one of the main things to know is that a firework should not be discharged within 60 feet of the center of any roadway. 60 feet from the center of any roadway means that even in your yard, a firework that goes up in the air approximately 50 to 70 feet is not safe. And you should do so in an open savanna or open area, right? Never near the roadway to cause havoc to drivers and to other persons. And of course, please be mindful of the elderly, and that fireworks should not be utilized by children who are not supervised. And of course, the fireworks should match the age of the child so that the child has the capacity to use the firework. So your little fun snaps and your little small flames that you may use, those are okay, but you don't want to give it to a child that is too small. So all these will help us to prevent persons being injured, fingers blown off, eyes damaged, people losing different body parts during the Christmas and the Diwali period coming up.
And then what about one of the favorite things that we like to do amongst our communities, such as bamboo busting?
Yes. All right. So I spoke about this the other day. Bamboo, and I as a child would have enjoyed using my bamboo, and I would have lost my eyebrows once or twice. You know, it's a fun thing that we did. And I said to persons that what is a joke for us may be death to crapo, you know, as we used to say long ago. And so persons who are bursting the bamboo, it's all well and good, but you have to take the necessary precautions. Remember, you're using a kerosene, which is a really light fuel, it's an accelerant. If the bamboo were to split, that kerosene will be splashed onto your body, possibly your clothing. And once there's an ignition source, you have the potential to get burned. Definitely do not point your bamboo at the roadway or directly towards persons, or even make the joke like we used to do long ago. We make the joke and a person's passing the road and you burst the bamboo and you frighten them. So, I mean, it's all well and good, but at the end of the day, if you were to damage someone, it would be a very big danger. Definitely do not put your eye, your head, your face directly over the hole that is there to light a bamboo, right? So I know we enjoy the bamboo bursting. It's something that is, you know, part of our pastime and part of our culture. And I hope that all of these types of celebrations for the Diwali, for the Christmas period can be done in a safe manner. I want to remind persons that fire prevention and fire safety starts with each and every one of us. It begins with you.
All right, great. And then just before we go, just a little few tips in terms of checking our electrical systems in our homes, because like I said, I mean, as things get busier, we're plugging in different appliances and so on, whether it's to cook, of course, whether it's to light up the Christmas tree or whatever the case may be. Just a few tips that we should be aware of going into the Christmas season.
Okay, so members of the public, I'm asking you to please do not overload your circuits as we go into the Christmas period. I expect persons to want to plug in 1, 2, 3 Christmas lights. Make that your number, that your number that you cut off. You are only allowed to plug 3 string of Christmas lights, 1 socket. I'm going to repeat that. You are only allowed to, or you should only plug 3 Christmas lights.
Okay, it seems that we're losing Mr. Rogers, and he was just about to give us some good tips in terms of like what we should be aware of, because I know some of you all, if you're like me, are thinking about getting ready for Christmas, and okay, we got you back. So yes, Mr. Rogers.
Right, so I was saying 3 plugs, 3 electrical lights to socket. Also, please remember that when you're during the Christmas period, we have a lot of renovation going on in your home. If you have persons renovating, you have to make sure that your extension cords are not used permanently, because they are a source of ignition if they are over the capacity. Also, if you are passing heavy material on your electrical extensions, what you're going to have happen, the cords can be frayed, and that can be a source of ignition. Definitely do not run electrical wiring under carpets, etc. And if your renovation is being done, my suggestion is that you bring in a certified electrician to do your work. All the DIY electricians, I am warning against that. because there are some considerations that you will not understand when it comes to electrical installation and electrical safety. And what the end result of that would be, you have the potential for a fire to occur. Again, we are asking persons to have working smoke detectors mounted on the center ceiling of every room in your home, except the kitchen, and also to have a working fire extinguisher on every level of your home. So if it's the first floor, the bedroom floor, please have one 10-pound dry chemical fire extinguisher, and on the ground level, close to the kitchen, another 10-pound fire extinguisher. These measures can save you the heartache of the loss of your valuable property, your investments, and even your lives and the lives of your loved ones. So I hope for the Diwali season, the Christmas season, which is fastly approaching, and then the new year, that we will follow these safety measures and keep ourselves and our homes safe from the advent of an unnecessary fire.
All right, well, thank you so much, Officer Roberts. It was certainly great to hear from you this morning, and certainly I hope that our viewers learned a few things and would take those tips into consideration as we prepare for Diwali and for Christmas. Thank you again so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, viewers, please don't go anywhere because we've got quite a lot more coming up for you after the break.
The energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Hey, hello guys, welcome. Come have a seat. Oh, this is so stylish and I love the fabric. Darlings, you must tell us where you got your new furnishings.
We got them locally at Standard. They've got new chic European furniture, crafted from high quality material.
Oh, Standard?
No, it's Standard, their brand new Hive collection.
Experience luxurious European furniture at a price you will love. The Hive collection. Now exclusively available at Standard.
Welcome to L'Image Parfait Day Spa, your urban oasis and wellness center. Our services includes massages, treatments, facials, pedicures, weight management, detox programs, and much more. Call us today at 624-1452 or 720-7474. Trinidad locations and Bonacore, Tobago at 273-7772. Let us treat you like the VIP you are.
Are you looking for a place for your loved ones? Heavenly Care welcomes you. Located at Northside Road opposite Massey Motors, we offer a variety of services. These include doctor visitations, social activities, geriatric care, and much more. Contact us at 277-9595 or visit us at Northside Road opposite Massey Motors. At Heavenly Care, compassion is at the heart of all care.
Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates. Na 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 na. Good morning, Tobago. Na 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 na. Wake up with Candace. passion start to rise. The energy.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, viewers. Well, before we get into our next conversation, I just want to give you a little public service announcement of something to look forward on Tobago Updates. On Sunday, that's this Sunday at 5 o'clock, we are going to be airing a public meeting from the PNM Tobago Council, where we are going to be able to hear from Prime Minister and, of course, the political leader of the PNM, Dr. Keith Rowley, as well as the political leader of the Tobago Council of the PNM, Mr. Ansel Dennis. So you're going to want to look out for that, and that's happening at 5 o'clock on Sunday, and it's going to be taking place at the Mason Hall Secondary School. All right, so moving on and into this morning's conversation, I am being joined by two gentlemen. First of all, we have Mr. Michael Stewart, who is the International Men's Day Caribbean Ambassador, among other things within our space. And then we are also being joined by Mr. Ted Jones, who is a member of B-Men Association. Good morning and welcome to you both.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Great. So we're talking this morning about an International Men's Day Regional Conference 2023. So Mr. Stewart, take it away.
So the regional conference is going to take place from the 15th to the 19th in Grenada. It's the first time in the history that we are going to have a regional conference dealing with men.
And this is in November, this month.
This month in November. And so we're looking forward for that, and we are hoping that after that conference, we will have that conference now moving around annually to a different island. That has lots to do with what it is going to do as far as moving the people in the Caribbean and making your country and your island known, the cultural and all of that. But we're going to use International Men's Day to be able to focus on some of the challenges that men. As you may know, that we have not been treated the best over the years. And there are a number of things that we have been disenfranchised with. When it comes to a man, if a woman reports that a man has been abusive, the police don't investigate, they put you out. So that has had its challenges. We've had our challenges in the court when it comes to custody of the child. We've had a recent situation where the court told the man, do you think I will take your child, remove it from his mother and give it to you? And no matter how much the gentleman was saying that the mother was not a good mother, she was abusing the child, she's on drugs, etc., she still awarded it to the mother, even though the man showed, I want to do it, and had the capacity to do it. But she felt that biologically it should go to the mother. That mother killed that child, eventually, after having been given it by the court. You understand? So it seems as though men do not matter, and that is why the theme for the conference is Men Matter. And we need to empower men, we need to elevate men, and we need to explore all the avenues of men for positive transformation.
And Mr. Ted, why is it necessary for us to treat it not just as a Tobago issue, but a Caribbean issue?
Right. Well, actually, good question. And I even think it should be an international issue. But we'll start with the Caribbean. First things first, every society is a great and much better society when our men are empowered to their maximum, right? Our women are more secure, our society is more protected, our society advances more. Reasonable, good men are powerful for any society. And as a result of that, we found that part of the demise of the quality of life is really the demise of our young men and the standard at which they see themselves. So what we need to do is that obviously we need to bring back a certain level of pride in our young men. We also need to rebuild the brand of manhood. The brand, everything has a brand, right? Everything has an image that is portrayed in the mind when it's spoken. So what we need to do is also rebuild that brand so that our young men can find a desire to want to be men again, want to be leaders again, want to not be ashamed of the whole concept of what manhood is, right? And that's basically why we think that the conference like this is so important. Remember, the theme is to embrace, elevate, and empower, right? You think that it's almost it's almost paradoxical that we're talking about empowerment of men when men are supposed to be the symbolism of power, the symbolism of effectiveness. But that hasn't been happening now, haven't it? You know, if we look at our school results, for example, we see that our young men or boys underperform under the curriculum that is there. I'm just asking you, you're a reporter, Candice, could you imagine if our schools were having young girls performing so under, you know, so under that like boys are? The outcry that you reporters would not allow that. We'd have to ask the system, what is going on? What is going on that is allowing our girls to underperform in our system and our boys to do so well? Strange enough though, the system now exists where our boys aren't doing as well. And nobody seems to finger problem. It's just that the boys are playing the fool. Is it that? You know? So those are some of the things that we really have to highlight. We hope that, and that's one of the reasons why we want to have it regional also, so that the regional heads can come together. We are hoping that some of our regional heads come together and start creating policies, in agreements, whatever it is, that can now start looking at our educational system, what is written in our schools, what are written in our school, you know, even in the content of our school stories. You know, I'll just leave with this. For example, I have 2 daughters, so I'm happy when I can go through my daughter's books and see an example, for example, in subject-verb agreement. You know, Anna is excellent at her studies, and Joshua plays the fool. You know, as an example in a thing, you know, you can't ever see anything Joshua is excellent in his studies and Anna plays the fool. That is in no context. So it's always as, even when boys grow up, Mike, you find that the examples that boys have are more towards negative, more towards antisocial behavior, and the girls are more, even in examples, tuned to being good and being excellent students and that kind of thing.
Certainly. And you know, Mr. Stewart, now you were recently in Grenada, earlier this week actually, where you had the media launch of the conference. And one of the things that you highlighted is that International Men's Day coincides with World Toilet Day.
Yes.
I want you to speak a little bit on that.
So we are calling on the United Nations to reconsider. When they brought on International Day of Women, it was purported, and it is on their website, that it is to bring a measure of equality, which is good. But out of 216 days, you have given 10 of those to women and girls, not one to boys. So it was not for equality, because whenever we talk about equality and we say gender, those 2 words really do not mean in the minds and thoughts of people men. It always refers to women. So I've gone to some of these equality conferences and some of these gender equality conferences and so on, and all that is spoken about is what women should get. Has nothing to do with men. Now we're doing a census, and the census is talking about what is the standard of living and the standard of happiness, etc., of women, etc. But in the same house is a man. The same time you go to that house to do the census, you could have done it for the men. You know, and you ask yourself, where does that go? What does that send as a message to people? Do men really matter? I saw an advertisement, and it says from the advertisement, women first. This was from a bank. So I'm using my money to sponsor the bank, put it in the bank gains all of that interest of it, and then you turn around and say, women first. What are you actually saying? What is the psyche of that? And so a number of things we have left undone and we have taken for granted, but I think that the time has come, and we want to appreciate the people of Grenada, the government of Grenada, that says, let us start a movement that would be able to start changing this around. And so that is how come we were in Grenada recently, that we had the opportunity to meet with the Prime Minister of Grenada, a very young man and a bright young man. I had the opportunity to present to his cabinet, invited to speak to the cabinet to tell them about what plans we have for it as the ambassador for International Men's Day. And so what is coming out of this is this conference that is going to take place. We're asking each country to send at least 2 delegates to the conference. And if we could get ministers also to attend the conference, people who make policies to be able to attend, it is going to be something that is going to be awesome. We're also asking for men who have made themselves renowned for being good examples to be sent also, so that they'll be awarded and recognized, so that we'll change the conversation from all the things that men have done wrong to things that men are actually doing good. So start elevating and start lifting up men in that sense.
And what's going to happen at the conference itself? What is on the agenda?
Right. So the agenda is structured for men. So he's not going to have a conference from Wednesday to Sunday, sitting down inside of a hotel to listening to talk. The first day is going to be formal. The Prime Minister is going to be there of Grenada, and we are hoping that we'll have our own local assemblymen to also attend to it. The government of Trinidad and Tobago has been written to and invited to attend, and so all countries, OECS, have been invited, and so we are hoping that we have a good turnout for it. And in the conference, we'll have the formal part, and then we are going to have a business component. As you know, Mr. Jones is the founder of a business that brings out a sanitizing product. Support. And so business is going to be part of it, because what we want to do is to start making our young men understand business. It's not just about being employed by somebody, but you can also become an employer. And that is going to be very crucial as far as that is concerned. ICT, we have ICT with women that is being broadcast and promoted, getting them hands-on with technology. Girls in ICT. But do we have boys in ICT? When I was trying to Google, I'm not seeing boys in ICT. I see boys supporting girls in ICT, but I'm not seeing ICT for boys. How do we get technology into the hands of the men that they can be able to build apps and make money for people building apps, etc.? So we're going to have that. And then we're going to have some lectures also on the emasculation agenda. And so we'll have some talks on that. But that is just for that formal day. The rest of the days, we are going to be hands-on in the trenches. So we will have a motorcade around the island of Grenada, going to all the hotspots. We're going to have police support. We've spoken with the police there already. And that is going to be awesome, because we're going to meet the people where they are, because the people that we need to reach will not be coming to the conference. So we are going to go to meet them. We are going into the jails. We are going into the home for the boys, and we are going in there and talk with them and influence them, etc. And we're going to be stopping at certain places of bars where we'll be able to have a chat. So we're going to have a lot of outside interaction, and we are looking forward to it. It is going to be exciting.
So, Mr. Jones, after this conference is over, what are you hoping that would come out of it?
Great. So obviously it's about empowerment of men, and part of the agenda, as Michael mentioned before, have been the concept of the business part of it. So there are 2 things that we definitely hope to leave there. One is a renewed, revamped interest that men can find value and find worth in business, and 2, the fact that they can now get a history of the entire agenda of manhood, what we are about. In other words, it's about the empowerment of them. But yes, at the end of the conference, there should be some degree of added wealth, added income, added purpose, added sense of purpose. The funny thing about a man, though, is that the things that are to be invented, that have not been invented yet, will come from a man who is motivated, or maybe a woman. Yeah, just throw that in. But the point is that wherever it comes from, it will come from somebody who is motivated. And what we want to do is ultimately motivate our young men and our men in general, help them to find a place. The other thing that we would want to have come out of the conference, and it's vested in the theme song, which is for the world to sit back and learn us. Learn who men are. Really take a deep look inside and see, for example, what makes us tick. Why is it that there's the struggle that some of them have? Because there's a reason. There has to be a reason. And it cannot be a blanket statement, well, all of them playing the fool. All men are dogs. All men are this. You know, it can't be. Simply because we are the only species upon the face of the earth, in my view, that are judged on the worst of us.
Yes.
Right? Every other, including women, are in fact judged on the best of them. So women can be judges. Women can be this. Women can be that. Men, all of them, you see what they're doing? See how they're beating their wife? You see how they're doing that? That is how men are actually judged.
All right. So, Mr. Stewart, as we're getting ready to wrap, just quickly, when is this conference taking place and how can people get involved?
All right. Well, I'm not too sure whether we'll be having the theme song, whether you have time for it at all.
I'm not sure. Yes, I think,
all right, so this theme song was written by a lady, a girl, Allen from Montserrat, and really produced by Ted Jones and his team. If people are interested, keep following our Facebook page, International Men's Day Regional Conference. It is on, you can register to attend also on that Facebook page. So we really thank the people of the government of Grenada. We're looking forward for the support of the government of Trinidad and Tobago and the Tobago Assembly to be part of this entire mushrooming of good for men and boys.
All right, so I guess we're going to end off things with the theme song. But in the meantime, I want to thank you viewers for joining us this morning. And certainly thank you both, Mr. Stewart and Mr. Jones, for being here and for sharing this wonderful initiative. And it's not just happening on a national scale, but a Caribbean scale, and which is what we really need to see as we try to uplift the men within our region. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And viewers, yes, as we go, just have a safe and wonderful day. And we'll see you again tomorrow. But don't forget, we've got, well, not tomorrow, but Monday. But don't forget, we have brunch coming up at 10 o'clock. So.
We don't play. Them pressure on the water, but we breathe every day. Your Honor, them indict we for standing up against the harmful stereotypes that have been perpetrated against the men. I come here to represent myself and a few. We living in a century where we living on lies. Society said the hurdles and we have to comply. We gonna pay with dues, we don't get reviews. Not for we get broken and we fall into the news. But it's all the brothers say we gonna take a stand. Representing hope, rebuilding the brand. We gonna take a brother hand in hand. Empower, elevate every boy, every man. Learn me. I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, you're gonna see a better man. Learn me. I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, my friend. I have a right. I have a right. I have a voice. I have a voice. Make it right. Make it right. We don't have to fight this. I have a right. I have a right. I have a voice. I have a voice. Make it right. Make it right. We don't have to fight this. My brother say we here for you. I understand the struggle cause I've been there too. No definition that could come by you. All the belly mental pain that they put me through. But look up on the horizon. See mankind winning and rising. Rejecting, coming and fighting. Oh Lord, this is so exciting. Learn me. I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, you're gonna see a better man. Learn me. I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, my friend. I have a right. I have a right. I have a voice. I have a voice. Make it right. Make it right. We don't have to fight this. I have a right. I have a right. I have a voice. I have a voice. Make it right. Make it right. We don't have to fight this. We living in a century where we living on lies. Society said the hurdles and we